So this is what the phones will look like. The only difference is that they're not color screen. So these show color screen right here. But it's just a typical phone, just kind of like the phone that you have now, just looks a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the different items that you see on your phone, on this phone right now. So right here along the screen, you'll see call appearance keys. Call appearance keys are where your phone calls are going to be ringing in and where you're going to be making phone calls out. So when a call comes in, it's going to light up on one of these buttons right here, typically this first one right here. You're going to see the caller ID come through on the phone and you're able to answer it. When you're on one of your lines, they will light up green showing that that line is being used or being taken. Now you see that you do have a lot of buttons and a lot of lines here. So some of these lines can be used for speed dials if you want, but it can also be used if for some reason your job is to answer another person's phone. They can be used as buttons to answer someone else's phone. But typically most people just have a phone with all of those lines available. Below your screen, you're going to see a series of 5 keys. These keys are called your soft keys. They're called soft keys because they change with whatever your phone is doing at the time. So right now you'll see words as pickup, unpark, mode, and options. But if I'm answering the phone, or if I'm transferring someone, or if I'm browsing through the directory, it's going to present different options to me. So as I'm going through this presentation, I might say, look here, or do this function. Half the time, I'm really talking about these function keys right here because they're intermittent and they change. Right here, you'll see an indicator LED light. This is going to flash when you have an incoming call, but whenever you receive a voicemail, this is going to blink red until you've checked your messages. Below your screen here, you have some audio control keys. These audio control keys control the audio of your phone. So the plus and minus button that you see right here, those do a couple different things. So obviously they control the audio of your handset and your speakerphone. But additionally, if your phone is just resting in this state, there's nothing going on with it, and you press the plus or the minus key, it's going to adjust the ringtone volume for you. So if the ringtone volume is too loud or too low, you're going to use these keys to adjust it. And as well, when you're on the handset, you press that to adjust the handset volume. When you're on speaker, it adjusts the speakerphone volume. Below that, you're going to see a little headset key. It might be hard to see all the way in the back, but basically it's a button that has a headset on it. If any of you currently use a headset, you press that button in and it's going to tell the audio to go to your headset instead of your handset. In the middle, you have a mute button. It's a microphone with a slash through it. So that signifies if you ever need to mute yourself from a call, if you're on a conference call, or if you're just speaking to someone you need to sneeze, you press that button in, it's going to light up red, and it's going to mute your voice from the call, but you'll still be able to hear the other caller. To take it off mute, just press it in again, the light goes away, and you're off mute. And the last button right here is your speakerphone button. So if I'm on my handset and I want to switch to hands-free, I just press the speakerphone button in, it's going to light up green, and then I can hang up the handset, and then I'll still be talking to my caller. One thing to note about the speakerphone button, if you are on speakerphone and that's lit green and you're talking to somebody and you want to take it off speakerphone, don't press it in again. If you press it in again, it's going to hang up on your caller. Simply pick up the handset to take the person off the speaker. And then right here you have your dial pad, which is the same as any other phone. This button right here is called your directional pad. So these phones are not touch screen. So if you need to see more options on your screen, you're going to use that pad to scroll up and down and over to the side. Additionally, you'll see a little button in the middle. If you're scrolling through options and something is highlighted, that acts as the enter button on your computer. So if you press that button, it's going to select whatever option is highlighted on your phone. And then below that, you have a series of function keys. Now, unlike the soft keys right here, these functions do not change, and they're the same at all times. So you've got your typical functions as transfer, voicemail, conference, hold. You've got a directory button and a history button. And then we'll explain all of those buttons in a little bit. Okay. Any questions so far on the phone itself? Okay, to place a call, you're going to just typically do what you do now. None of the extensions have changed. So you're going to use your 4-digit extensions to call each other. If you do not know the person's extension, You can also, instead of looking at your extension list that you may have, you can look at the directory. So the directory has everyone that's on this system in it for you to browse through. The directory button is one of those hard-coded buttons we spoke about, and it's right here. If you press the directory button in, it's going to give you a list of everyone that's programmed on the system. You can scroll through this list to find who you're looking for. If you want to search the directory, you can use your keypad right here. There's numbers on it, just like your cell phone, you know, A, B, and C numbers. You can use that to search for who you're looking for. You can search by first name or last name. When you're making external calls, you're going to press 9 plus 1 followed by the area code, just like you do now. So nothing changes in that regard. And just to keep in mind, when you go to place a call, you can just start dialing. You don't need to select a line because the phone will do that for you. So the minute you start dialing, it selects an open line for you. To answer a call, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. The easiest and simplest way, just pick up the handset. So when a call is coming in, you're going to see the caller ID of the person who's calling you. You're going to hear it ring. You're going to see this little LED light flash, and you pick up the handset to answer it. Additionally, you can press this speakerphone button to answer that call. The speakerphone button will answer the call and place it on speakerphone for you. You'll also see across your screen, these soft keys that I talked about earlier will change when a call is coming into you. They'll say answer and to voicemail right there. So if for some reason you're in the middle of something or you have someone in your office and a call comes in, you can press the to voicemail button and it'll send the call straight to voicemail and it'll stop ringing. Or you can press the answer button and it'll answer the call. So it's just a couple different ways for you to do it. Additionally, you're able to take more than one call at a time if you want. If not, it'll just go to voicemail if you don't pick it up. But if you do want to take more than one call, so you're on an active call, you're going to see your active call lit up on this button right here. When a second call comes in, you're going to hear a slight beep in your ear, and it's going to ring on their second button right here. Instead of putting the person on hold and then answering the call, all I have to do is press the button that's flashing of the second call coming in, and my first call automatically goes on hold. So I don't have to put the person on hold or anything like that, so it saves you a step. And then I can toggle back and forth between those two buttons to go back and forth between those two calls. Any questions on answering calls? Okay. So another feature that these phones have is they have a history button. So there is a log of all calls that you've made, missed, and received on these phones. So let's say you spoke to someone a couple days ago and you can't remember their number, you didn't write it down. You can use your history button to search and find that number of the person you spoke to. So if you press the history button, it's going to show you, again, a log of all of your calls, and you can use the directional pad to scroll through the entries. And you can either use this little enter button right here to select the person to call them back, or there'll be a dial button that will come across on your soft keys that you can press, and you can call that person. Do people transfer calls here a lot? Yep, okay. So I'm gonna walk through how to transfer a call. It's pretty simple. There's a couple of different ways to transfer a call, but I'm gonna give you the best and easiest way to do it. So when you're on an active call, you're gonna press the transfer button that's on your phone. The transfer button is that hard-coded button that we talked about earlier. And you're gonna dial the number of the person that you wish to transfer to. So the extension number or the outside line. And at that time, if you do not need to speak to them, you can just hang up. Okay, so it's transfer, extension, hang up. Now, sometimes you might need to speak to that person first. So in that case, you're going to press the transfer button, dial the number of the person you wish to transfer to, and then you're going to press the console key on your phone. By you doing that, it's allowing you to speak to that first person first while your first caller is on hold and they're not hearing any of this. Okay? If they say, yes, I can take this call, you can just simply hang up the phone, or you can press the yes soft key to complete the call. Either one will work. But let's say they're not there, or you get their voicemail, or they just simply can't take the call. You can press the cancel button to return back to your original caller. Okay, so there's just a couple of different options for you to do. The sheets that we distributed out have these functions, and we'll make sure that we give this PowerPoint out as well, so you have these steps. You can also send a call to someone's voicemail directly without ringing their phone, and you can do that by pressing the transfer button, dialing the extension of the person you wish to transfer to, and then you're going to press the more soft key and to voicemail. Or you can just let it ring all the way through and it'll go to voicemail. Does anyone here do any conference calling where you add a third party into your call or four parties? Yes, okay. So this type of conference calling that I'm going to walk you through is called ad hoc conference calling. So it's just when you add another person to a call that you're already on. Okay, so it's not the conference bridges that you dial in and put in a code. It's just adding a caller to your already call. So you have to be on an active call first. So when you're on an active call and you press the conference button, it's going to allow you to add another person to that call. You can add an internal or external, does not matter. So just like the transfer, you press the conference button, you dial the person that you wish to conference into the call. And at this time, keep in mind, if you want to do a blind conference, meaning that you're just throwing everyone into a call automatically and not warning the other person, you're going to press the confer soft key. If you want to warn that person first, though, you're going to, again, just like transfer, press the consult key, the soft key on your phone. That will present itself to you when you're doing these conference functions. If they're able to be in that conference call, you're going to press yes. If they are not able to be in that call or not there, you can press the cancel key to go back to your original caller. Okay, so some additional options that you have regarding the conference feature. So once you're on a 3-party or 4-party conference, you'll see a show soft key will present itself on the phone to you. If you press the show button, you are able to drop certain people off of that call. So if I was done talking to Jan, let's say, I can just press the show key and just drop her off of the call. Or she can hang up herself, but it's an option that's presented to you. Additionally, if for some reason you have 2 active calls going on your phone at the same time that just so happens to need to be on a conference call together, a merge option will present itself on your soft key. You can press the merge option and it'll merge all your calls together. So if you're ever on 2 calls at once and you see that merge option, that's what it